Okay, everybody, I'm going to show you hopefully a few things with Dragon Naturally Speaking, things that will help you get very efficient with using this with students. And I call these my top 5 things to know about Dragon Naturally Speaking. I'm using Smart Notebook Recorder, so unfortunately I don't think you'll be able to see my mouse, but I'll try and explain as easily as possible. First thing you're going to do is you're going to click Naturally Speaking, the tool, the green button at the top of the screen. And I want you to go down to Manage Users. And I'm just pointing this out to you because if you have a machine and you have many students on it, with each of their voices trained, this is where you're going to see your list of users. This is important to know because you want to make sure that each student signs on with their own name, because I think the default is that it will always keep popping up automatically the person who used it last. So you need to get them in the habit of checking this. Also, later on, the advanced button to the right side there is where you will go to import and export voice files, which may be really important to us soon when we're using Dragon on the network. I'll come back to that a little bit later. So I'm going to close this box out. The next thing you need to know is how to set up hotkeys to make it easier to use Dragon and to do the correcting process. So click the purple Tools button at the top of the screen and click Options. And you'll notice that the tab for corrections pops up first. You want to make sure that you have the first one clicked off. Then you want the fourth one and the fifth one. So 1, 4, and 5 in the top section. And then down where it says correction menu, you want to have enable double click to correct, also checked. Okay. And then you want to go to the hotkeys tab. And you want to make sure that when you click microphone on off, you select, I don't want to delete the recording. I think what's happened is Notebook also uses F8, so it's going to confuse us for a second there, but don't, just ignore that. So you want to put F8 in for microphone on off and F11 in for your hotkey for correcting or for correction, yeah. Just ignore what mine said there, but you want to have it looking like this. F8 for microphone on off, F11 for correction. And then just click OK. It's telling me mine conflicts with my recorder one, so just ignore that. But I'm going to close that anyway. Okay, so that was hotkeys. The other thing you need to know is each time that a student uses Dragon, they need to, the machine needs to understand what their environmental noise is like in order to cancel it out for them. So once kids come in from recess or whatever and they've settled in, is a good time to do this. So you need to click Tools, you go to Accuracy Center, and then where it says Improve Your Acoustics, check or click on Check Your Audio Settings. You'll see a box that comes up and asks you to check your microphone, make sure it's 1 thumb's width from your mouth. And then what you'll do is it asks you to read a passage there, but what I tell the kids to do is just start the volume check and just start to count, or they might just say their ABCs, whatever they can do easily until they hear a beep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, that beep happened. Then you hit next and then you do a quality check. Same thing, click the button, start to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. All right, and this is great. What we see here is a speech to noise ratio of 20, which means we passed the audio quality check. What you want to watch for is you will want to have 16 or above, which is a good setting for using Dragon. I'm going to click Finish, and that part is done. All right, so those are 3 things you need to know about Dragon. The next thing you need to know is about correcting. And so what I'm going to try and do here is I'm going to try to do a little transcribing, a little talking into the machine, and then showing you how I would correct errors. And this means how I would correct errors if I'm an adult sitting with a student trying to work on the accuracy of the voice file. Okay, this doesn't have anything to do with the actual document the student's writing to hand in from their work. when kids are using Dragon independently, they can be editing and changing things and saying scratch that and fixing things up. But when you're sitting down to do a correction session with them, it's important that whatever they say, including the ums and the ahs and the incorrect words, you make sure that it's typing exactly what they've said. So an adult person needs to do this. And it's also really hard for some of the kids when they watch it making mistakes, they want to correct the mistakes, but you want to tell them that for this session, this is what we want it to do. We want to see some errors, and it's just fine. We're training the machine. It's nothing to do with them. Okay, so I'm going to turn my microphone on. Go to sleep. All right, it did a little bit of recording there, so I'm going to start fresh. It's a little hard being recording into Dragon. Okay, I'll try something now. Wake up. Wake up. Today I am showing some teachers how to do some correcting with Dragon Naturally Speaking. Full stop. New line. New line. I'm hoping Dragon will make some mistakes today, and I can show people how to fix them. Full stop. Go to sleep. Okay, perfect. So we've got some errors. So let's pretend we're starting right here with the word today. So what I'm going to do is, remember we had selected double click to correct, so I'm going to double click it. And we hear my voice say today, and that's correct. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to use my right arrow on my keyboard, my laptop, to arrow over to the next phrase or the next word. Okay. So it said what I needed to say is I am showing some teachers how. And you see how it said I ever showing some teacher is how. So what I have to do is go down. It's not one of my options here. The exact wording is not here. So I'm going to click spell that. And I'm going to change it to I am showing, whoops, some teachers how. Okay, that's what it said. So I go okay. It's going to change that. Then I'm going to start again. Double click on to. And then that was correct too. So I'm going to phrase over. Okay, and all that was correct. That was correct. I'm going to keep going. So how to fix them. Almost there. How to fix some is there. Not quite exactly what I said. So I'm going to go to spell that. And I'm going to type in, oops, how to fix them. Then I'm click OK. And my period is already there. If I double click the period, it says full stop. Okay. Then what I do periodically is I update my user file. So up to the green Naturally Speaking button and save user files. You can see up in the top there, the bar, it says it's saving my user files. And I'm going to show you in a little while, actually, if you go to Tech to Learn, if you go to this website here, tech2learn.wikispaces.com, you can get a sheet there that helps you with some questions you can ask the kids. You just want conversational voice when you do this correcting. Okay, the other thing I need to show you is there's a couple of ways you can replay what someone has written. So if I highlight that and I go to sound and I click the play that back one, it'll be a certain voice. It'll be either my voice or the computer. So let's listen. So what's great about that is if you're not sure what the student had typed, had dictated, sorry, into Dragon because it's not accurate, if you highlight a section and go back to that sound button before they've changed anything on the page, you'll hear what it was they actually said. Okay, and you can help them out with that. As the child gets editing their work, they can also have the computer read it back to them. So let's pick something else like the next line, and if I click sound, instead of using the one that has the play button, click read that.
I'm hoping Dragon will make some mistakes today and I can show people how to fix them.
Okay, and that's a computer voice to read back. Okay. The other thing I should tell you is the reason mine must be set to some kind of UK voice file because I have to say full stop. Most people, and I always used to, just say period, and a period would come up the end of the sentence. So you'll have to experiment with your voice file and see what happens there. Okay, the fourth thing you need to know about Dragon is that, oh no, the replaying the voice was number 4. Great, we're on to number 5. How to export those files. Okay, so what I would want to do here is when I go to Naturally Speaking, the green button at the top, I'm going to Manage Users. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the Advanced button and I'm going to export Brenda's user files. Okay, so I can put these somewhere on my computer. Let's choose the desktop. And what it will do is it will export a file to my desktop. And then I can put that on a flash drive or whatever I'd like to take it around. And then I would do the reverse at the new computer. I'd sit down and I would click Advanced and I would import that file into my computer. So let's see what that's going to look like. So I go to the desktop where I put it. And it is actually this one here called Brenda. And so I would bring in the whole folder. Okay, and I'm already in use, so it wouldn't let me put that person in right now, maybe because it's still open. So I'm going to call myself Brenda 2, and it's going to import users for Brenda 2, and then update. Now I have a Brenda 2 and a Brenda initial. Okay, so that's just for my. I'll probably delete that user anyway because I want to keep my files nice. So I'll click delete here. So I was just going to show you that. Yes, I'll delete it. So that's how you can manage users, take kids out, put them in, that kind of thing. Okay, great. Good luck with Dragon Naturally Speaking. If you need any help, go to tech2learn.wikispaces.com or give me an email at brenda.sherry@ugdsb.on.ca. Thank you.